My goal is to hit 5.5 million.
So I want everybody to understand some of the steps that this dude's taken. He's made the decision and then he figures everything else out later. If you think about it too long, the fear and the doubt is gonna sink in. What did you do on month 4? Closed and funded.
133,000, like 752, I think is the exact number.
On month 4, why did he feel comfortable hiring? He had proof of concept with months of data. You can say, hey, if you hit these numbers and you follow this process that I've been following for 4 months, you're gonna get this result. There's no guessing in it at all. Make this many dials, have this much talk time, make this many offers, get this many leads, boom, here's the result. If you just stick to the basics and you never get away from them, you're always gonna get the results you're looking for. What's going on, y'all? It's Eric Cline with another episode of Refuse to Lose. Dude, I am super excited about this one. How to build a multi-7-figure-a-year wholesale operation in 12 months or less. And for all of you that have been following me for any amount of time, you know I pound my chest about priding myself on being one of the only guys in the industry that has been able to showcase my numbers and prove what's possible in this industry, just stretching the limits of, I believe, an industry that has kind of been stagnant, man. Old processes, old systems, regurgitated bull crap, and to come into an industry where I didn't pay attention to the normal way of doing this model. And all I want everyone to understand on this episode right here is pay attention. Christian Bowman, which he's getting ready to introduce himself. He hasn't even been in the game for a year, I don't think, building his own company. And the numbers that this guy is doing with a limited crew is insane. It's insane. He's in the 1 percentile of this industry, and the dude's just getting started. So pay attention to what's possible, because a lot of you out there right now, and we're going to get into the nitty gritty of how it's done. Like there's no lack of work ethic, following systems, putting in the time, making the dials, getting his teeth kicked in day in and day out. It's just a part of the game. There's no shortcut to this. So I'm super excited for this episode. And more importantly, man, I'm close with this guy. He's the only guy right now that I actually do one-on-one coaching with. I'm very selective on who I'm going to pick to do that with. And he is the first guy. I saw his hunger. I saw what he was capable of. I knew he was not going to be a high maintenance dude. He's let me get the information and then let me go implement, Eric, and I'll come back with some other obstacles that I'm facing. So, Christian, what up, bro?
What's going on, man?
How you doing, buddy?
Good. Thanks for having me on.
Of course. Tell everybody who you are, where you're at. Just tell them who you are, bro.
Cool. So my name's Christian Bowman. I've had my own wholesale company for just about 7 months now. Come from a background of sales, but in construction.
Yeah.
Did a bunch of random stuff, underwater welding, just a bunch of stuff along the way. But always knew I wanted to be a business owner of some sort, but just didn't know exactly what that was until I found wholesaling.
Yeah.
And, had a good first mentor along the way, taught me a couple lessons, figured out the basics of wholesaling. Kind of went out of the gates all in on wholesaling and scaled super fast.
You did.
Got to good numbers, but then obviously I saw what you and other people in the industry were doing at the top level.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, how do I go from $100,000 a month to $500,000 or $600,000 a month? So that's kind of when I reached out to you and started working with you.
So you started working with somebody.
Yeah, so I worked for somebody else for a full year.
Okay.
So I started, randomly, I left construction. Our company actually got bought out by a hedge fund.
Okay.
So from there, basically, I started reaching out, knew I wanted to do something in real estate, but wasn't sure exactly. I was like, oh, flipping houses, right? That's what you kind of see as sexy. You're like, oh, yeah. HGTV, you see what's going on. And basically from there, started interviewing with people in town from Indeed and LinkedIn, trying to figure out who the flippers were in town and how to start learning that. Ended up interviewing for a wholesale company. Had no clue what wholesaling was.
You never heard of it?
Never heard of it.
Okay. This is what year?
This was 2023.
All right. So just so y'all know, like not long ago. Yeah. Not long ago. He had no clue the industry even existed. Yep. And then Indeed job posting, boom, you're on the phone with another company interviewing for what position?
It was acquisitions at the time, but I had no clue what wholesaling was in general. Like, nothing. So I actually was an in-person. So I talked to him on the phone for 2 seconds. Like, come in and interview. I'm like, okay, sounds good. Went in. They kind of explained it a little bit, right? They're like, hey, this is what we do. We go in. We talk to sellers all day. We get a contract at a certain price. We assign our contract at a higher price to a flipper. We make the spread.
That was
that's simple, right? I'm like, okay, cool. Like, no phone sales experience at all.
Okay.
So I was like your story. I was nervous as shit.
Of course.
To hop on the phones the first time, and from there, if you fast forward a little bit, I ended up running his whole acquisitions team. So 6-7 months later, nobody really had sales experience in there at all. Mm-hmm. No systems, no KPI tracking, no anything. So it's like, hey, I would listen to you. I'd listen to all the top guys in the industry and just be like, okay, why are we not doing this? Let's put these systems in place.
Right.
And then my first year there doubled his company.
So, and this was, I knew who you're speaking of, an established guy.
Yeah.
Right? Big portfolio, does a niche with notes and stuff like that.
Yep.
And to walk in there and there not be a whole lot of systems or anything like that, it's crazy how you can have success in this industry just kind of gunslinging it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people do that in this space. So you came in, no sales experience, nervous as shit, like a lot of you out there. The phone fear, weighs 100 pounds, don't know what to say, how to say it, when to say it.
Yep.
I'm assuming you just dug into sales.
Oh, everything I could. So, and I think just the work ethic, right? I think everybody should try to emulate this. First one there every day, last one to leave every day, even on my first day.
Dude.
I was there an hour early, sitting in the parking lot waiting.
I love it, bro.
Right. So
it's not talked about enough.
No, a few days later, I was like, hey, can I have a key to this place so I don't have to sit here all day?
I
want to
love
start
it.
hammering the phones, right? And then after work, I'm listening to every sales and investing podcast I can, watching on YouTube, just trying to get as much knowledge as I could. The next day, I would go into work early, talk to the owner one-on-one for the first hour of the day, a list full of questions every single day for a year.
I
would
love
talk
it.
for an hour, just like, hey, I saw this online. Why do we do it this way instead of this way?
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, he's like, I never thought about it. I've never heard that before. So it was like bringing him some value to on stuff we weren't doing. But I mean, I just, like, we talk about this all the time, just collapsing time with having a mentor.
Yeah.
So the amount I learned in a year, if I was doing it by myself, I mean, I think to where I'm at today would have 5 or 10 years.
It takes time, man. Yeah, for sure. This is a very simple model that I think a lot of people overcomplicate. Yep. And when you keep it to the bare basics of what we do, it's you need to have leads, obviously, whether you're generating those leads yourself or you're paying to have leads come to you. One of those two things has to happen. And then you just need to have quality conversations. Even if you're not having quality conversations, you just need to have a shit ton of them. And eventually you're going to get a deal. Yep. Like I just talked to a guy, 23 years old. He got his first deal. He's in Washington, D.C. or some shit, I think. And I was like, he just closed and funded a $40,000 deal. And I'm like, damn, that was a nice chunky one. How long did it take you to get that deal? He goes, 2.5 years. I'm like, what? There's no way you were doing daily actions every single day. And it just doesn't take 2.5 years to get a deal. Like it doesn't. I don't give a shit who you are, where you live, what market you're calling. You can get a deal in less than 2.5 years. So go back to you, Christian, because I think you worked for a guy for a year and then Hustle Summit last year.
So yeah, right before that, I just wanted to scale a wholesale company. I was like, I see how it's done. I have the playbook. I want to run it. Didn't really have the opportunity to run it there.
Okay.
And so I was like, okay, I'm going to go out on my own and do it then.
Yep.
And so in the background, right around Hustle Summit, so I was already planning basically, hey, okay, I'm going to get my website built. I'm going to pick what marketing strategy I'm going to start with, how much money I need up front, right? Trying to figure everything out.
You planned.
Yeah.
Got it.
Right. I'm trying to figure everything out. I know exactly what my numbers were. I'm like, okay, hey, for runway, I need this much cash for the next 6 months. And this is my only plan. There's no plan B. I'm going all in by myself. I'm going to make this thing work.
I love it.
So you actually, right after I left the company, this was probably end of April. So I had like a little bit of time. I was getting everything prepared. We were talking on Instagram, I think, and you randomly just called me out of the blue. You're like, hey, what's your number?
Yeah.
Talk to me. You're like, hey, I'm having this event, Hustle Summit, right? Hey, it's June.
Yeah, June 1st.
June 1st. Hey,
Yeah.
you need to be out. Hey, where are you? I'm like, oh, dude, I live in Scottsdale.
Yeah.
Right, I'm already here.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, this is what ticket prices are. This is VIP. I bought the first ticket out of everybody.
You bought the first ticket.
The first ticket, and I bought VIP.
Let's go, baby.
Out of everybody. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to be at this. Let's see what's possible, right?
Yep.
And just being at the event and meeting all the people that were in VIP was huge because I was at zero at that point, right? I wasn't making any money. I'm just sitting there.
You hadn't even started yet.
I haven't even started yet.
Right, and we're going to get into that.
Yep.
So you bought a VIP to Hustle Summit.
Yep.
That was the first, just so everyone understands, Hustle Summit. Getting ready to do another one. By the time this video drops, we would have already had the Hustle Summit. You missed the boat on this one. But Hustle Summit 1 was my very first big event that I'd ever put on. And I said, if I ever get into this space, I've been to events before. Have you ever been to another one?
Yeah.
Okay. I said I would never hold an event and not give all the information away to where someone could go home, take action, and make money with. I've been to enough of them where it's like they sprinkle in and you're like, man, fuck, I still don't get it. Yep. Like I just don't get it. The only way you can really get it at most events is if you buy what they're selling you at the end. And I said I was never going to do that. I'm going to give it all away. That way you can leave the event, go home, make money. So Hustle Summit 1 was my first event ever. Me and Andy Elliott partnered up. We did it at his Lion's Den. There was like 240, 250 people at my very first one. He just so happened to be the guy that bought the very first ticket. And he bought VIP, meaning he wanted everybody that was not serious sitting behind him. When I go to an event, I sit front row. Everybody's behind me. I don't want nobody distracting me when I'm at an event. Even today, I sit like that. And so we did Hustle Summit. You came to the workout.
Yep, the night before.
He came to the actual event, which was June 1st. Yep. And so the event was June 1st. You went home. What, did you study for another week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, made sure everything was okay? Nope. And then what did you do?
Literally the very next morning, woke up 7 a.m., got ready. By 8, I was on the phones dialing.
The next day after the event. Didn't think about it. So I want everybody to understand some of the steps that this dude's taken. He's made the decision and then he figures everything else out later, yep. Right? If you think about it too long, and this is human nature, the fear and the doubt is going to sink in. It's like how you and I are sitting right here, dude. 5 months ago, I was living in Raleigh, North Carolina. Right. Me and my wife came out here. We loved it out here. I don't know if Shyla loved it out here, but she liked it out here. And we made the decision to move. We figured everything else out later. It's worked out amazing for us. We're still figuring this stuff out right now. But what Christian did is he went work for somebody. And a lot of you can make really good money staying with somebody. Like, not everybody has to be an entrepreneur to make good money. Like, I know his commission structure for his team. His team can absolutely crush it as being an entrepreneur, where like all their visions and goals can fit within his company just because I know the way he structured it. So Hustle Summit happens June 1st. June 2nd, you're up at 7 a.m. on the phones by 8. Kind of bring us through that journey of what that really looked like for you.
Probably for a lot of people listening too, they're going to go through this. You went through this, it sounded like, through your journey. You lock yourself in a room, no distractions.
Yeah.
You're just literally hammering phone call after phone call. It's like, hey, from the event, hey, these are the KPIs you need to hit every day, right?
Yeah.
These are the dials. This is the talk time. This is how many offers I need to try to get out a day to get one deal.
Yeah. Which are what are your KPIs at your company?
Same as you preach.
Yeah.
So, 60 dials a day, bare minimum.
On an outbound warm lead.
Outbound.
Right?
Yep.
Okay.
3.5 hours of talk time.
Yep.
We try to at least bare minimum get 3 offers out a day. I think we're getting more like 6 or 7.
Bam. Love that.
And that's per person.
Yeah.
And at least 1 to 2 contracts every single week. And last week we had 8 contracts total.
One guy did what? 7?
7.
Connor
Yeah.
he was a school teacher prior to this, right?
Yep.
Damn school teacher. Now he's ripping 7 contracts. That was his best week though.
Yeah. So far.
7 contracts in 1 week for a projected of roughly what?
We had a 30K spread this last month per deal.
Really?
So
7 contracts, 100 grand?
It'll be like probably 150, 200 grand.
150, 200 grand. Dude, in a week, honestly. He was a school teacher 6 months ago?
Yeah.
6 months ago? Yeah. Crazy. So you lock yourself in a room and you start beating the shit out of the phones.
Yep.
Day in and day out.
That's it. Every day it's like, right, I didn't have anybody for accountability, right? I think maybe looking back at it, I wish I did now. Because obviously I do with you now, but before it was like, I'm going to make this work regardless. I don't give a shit, but it's starting to say no to everybody else, right? Hey, do you want to go out drinking? No, I'm good. Hey, do you want to go do this? No. Just turning down everything to make your goal work out.
Yeah.
And that's what I started doing every single day. And it's like, you gain a lot of traction really fast.
Of course.
It's like, hey, I had a great call. Cool. I was that close to lock. I'm going to get the next one.
Yeah.
Right? And that just builds up. And then you finally lock up your first one, right? And you're like, proof of concept. Hey, I locked this. Okay. Now I got to sell it.
Oh, yeah. Create another problem.
Yeah.
But you didn't worry about selling the deal until you had one.
No.
Right? Worry about the problem you have in front of you. You heard what he said. Hustle Summit June 1st. June 2nd, he's on the phones, freaking ripping the phones nonstop. He's not worried about buyers or how do I dispo a deal or where's the assignment contract. Dude, worry about the problem in front of you. The very first problem is, do you have numbers that you can call to where you can get 3.5, 4 hours, 5 hours of talk time in a single day? Do you know how to underwrite a deal? You kind of keep underwriting pretty simple.
I just use the Zillow app on my phone.
Literally on your phone.
Yeah.
I watch this dude comp a deal and I'm like, damn, maybe I'm overcomplicating this stuff. Phone, dude, he can comp a deal with a phone and one finger.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this dude doing? But you just keep it super simple.
Stupid simple.
Yeah. So you got on the phones, beat the snot out of. So what types of leads in the very beginning were you working?
I started PPC. But
Right off the rip.
Right off the rip, but with my spend, I was maybe getting a lead a day or every other day.
You had a lot of downtime.
A lot of downtime, but not really, because now I'm like, okay, hey, I'm gonna go through and I skip trace my own data off of PropStream.
Okay.
I was cold calling myself.
Were you?
10,000 records.
I love it.
Dude, I'm not gonna wait for one lead to come in a day.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna go hammer 10,000 people. I'm not gonna spend money on cold callers yet.
So you were on a dialer in the beginning.
I was one by one.
You were hand dialing.
Dude, I was hand dialing. I wasn't even on a dialer. I was one by one, as many
Let's
people I could in a day.
So how long? I did not know that part of your story. So you were literally just freaking
On my cell phone. Putting in the number every time call from my personal.
God. So what were you at? How many dials a day do you think you were doing?
Looking back, probably 70-ish. And I was maybe getting through to 2 people, I would say. I would have like 2 conversations a day, maybe off 70 dials.
Okay. How long did it take you to get your first contract accepted?
I think
Offer accepted, where you got?
2 to 3 weeks.
Okay. Let's hear how long.
This was 7 days a week, too. It wasn't Monday through Friday. It was literally 8 a.m. till 9 p.m.
Okay.
all day, 7 days a week.
What lead was it that you locked up? Was it a cold caller or was it a PPC?
It was a PPC first.
Okay. How much was in that first deal?
It was small. It turned out to be like maybe 7,500 or something.
Okay. I ain't turning it down.
No.
No, yeah. Back into market. Let me ask you this. What'd you do with the $7,500?
Literally nothing. Put it back into marketing.
Put it back into marketing. Boom. Add fuel to the fire.
And that's what I've done every month.
I know you have.
So.
Like you're in scale mode.
Yeah, I paid myself one time in the last. I've owned my company for 7.5 months. I've only paid myself one time. It's all going back into marketing to scale, then hire new people.
Got it. So you jump on the phones. 7 days a week. You're beating these leads up. It takes you 3 weeks to get your first contract. $7,500. You lock it up. Then you got to dispo it, figure that out. When did the second contract come?
Probably like a few days after that. It was pretty boom.
Boom. After proof of concept, dude, it was off to the
I
races.
think it was like maybe 4 days after that.
Okay. So fast forward, you did by month 4. Now, mind you, I wanted everyone to understand the lay of the land. This dude did not close a deal, take the money, go blow it, buy stupid shit. He literally dumped it right back into marketing. That's what he did. Now, he could afford to do that. You weren't living deal to deal.
No.
So for people that are getting started, what I would encourage you to do, if you work the way he does, and it's not a coincidence that he got a deal in 3 weeks or 2 weeks, whatever time frame it happened in, when you put the work in, hard work gets rewarded 100% of the time. He said he was working 12, 13-hour days, 12, 13 hours a day. He said no to everybody because he was on a mission. Like he saw the vision. A lot of you, what you don't is the fear of the unknown. Let two guys that are sitting here. He has the same story as I do when I got started in this industry. I did exactly as you did. I locked myself into a room. I actually moved away from my family for 6 months. And it was me, 2 computer screens, a headset, and freaking leads. And I just went to town. And it didn't take, so my 4th month now, and I don't know the exact number. I wish I knew this, but I don't. My 4th month in the industry, I was able to close and fund on 100 and something. I don't know the something, but I will figure it out. What did you do on month 4?
So month 4 alone was
closed and funded.
133,000, like 752, I think is the exact number.
On month 4. So now what I got to figure out is if I beat him or if he beat me.
Yeah.
And I don't know the answer to that question.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. But now, fast forward. This dude still today, just so everybody knows, Christian, he works his butt off. He works like most of you are not willing to work. He works like most of you will never work. That's why he gets results that 1% of this industry will ever see. Just so everybody understands that. Now, you have it in you, but like this dude's on a mission to build one of the largest wholesale operations in the country. Like he says that all the time. I'm going to build one of the biggest companies in the country. So I guess tell us where are you at today? Like you've obviously had some exponential growth, super, super fast, abnormal results to what people are used to hearing. Yeah. So explain where you're at. Like what do you got going on, bro?
So the biggest thing with me right now is building the correct team and scaling.
Okay.
Right? It's hiring the correct people, training them, getting the systems dialed in. Have already hired and fired a few people, right? But it's like the people that I hired, it's like, hey, let's see if they're a good fit. And
yeah,
it's like you have to fire fast or else your company is going to suffer. Everybody else is just going to go downhill fast. So it's like, right, I give them kind of 60 days as my time frame with somebody.
I'm right there too.
Are they working out? It's like the first month is usually all training, so I don't really know their results. And it's like right off the bat, though, I know if they're going to be good or not.
Yeah.
So right now it's brick by brick. just scaling the right team. And I mean, you don't have to have a big team to do huge numbers.
No, no. Small and just savages that see the vision, buy into the systems. You can do a lot of damage. Let me ask you this, because you've just recently here, I mean, you've been doing it 7 months on your own, right? 7 months on your own. The first, how many months you did it by yourself?
First 4, and then month 5 I started. So,
dude, we are almost identical to what we did. All right, so let's talk about this. You go from being a solopreneur, crushing it, literally crushing it, to building a team. What are some of the challenges? Because I think where a lot of people start, well, it just goes wrong for them, is they're really good at doing it by themselves. You can manage yourself. You can kind of do whatever you want, really. And in the wholesale industry, you can half-ass this model and still be successful. You really can.
I see it all the time.
All day.
Halftime, like, oh, I can make $200,000 a year, barely.
Literally.
20 hours a week.
You can do $200,000, $250,000, $300,000 a year and not have a full-time job. It's very, very doable. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This industry's been around for decades. Decades they've been assigning contracts. But the barrier to entry is so low to where if you got a work ethic, you can crush this industry. Crush it. So you went from being a solopreneur, a savage one, to now hiring a team. And I see the way you're building your team. You're an amazing leader. You're building an amazing culture. Your team comes to my office multiple times a month. And they have a hell of a leader at the helm of the ship. What helm ship? Is that the front?
I think so.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. What have been some of your challenges with just managing yourself to now bringing on a team?
I think a lot of it is just, I mean, I've always trained every single day. Like when I was by myself still, it's like I would do your sales training in the morning by myself.
Yeah.
Right? It's
Training.
like I don't have anybody else teaching me or
Right.
like listening to my own calls.
Awesome.
So
I love that.
Training's been huge. So we train 5 days a week. And basically how I have it set up is one person. So I have a team of, I have 2 AC, 2 Dispo, and a TC right now.
Right now.
Right now, so we have 5.
And you've been building for 3 months now.
Yeah.
So you have 2 acquisitions, which are closers, 2 Dispo, which get rid of the deals after an acquisition locks them up. And then you have a TC, which handles all the transaction coordinating. So dealing with the titling company. So explain them real quick, and then we'll go back to some of the challenges. Explain what are in your company, how does the deal flow?
So, yeah, I mean, acquisitions handle all the inbound leads. So we have all inbound. So cold callers, PPC. Somebody raise their hand, said, I want to sell my house.
Cool.
So guy in acquisition calls them up. If they get it under contract, we do a live transfer over to the TC. She kind of does like a welcome call, verifies property information, says, cool, this is the intro, this is who I am. This is what's going to happen. I'm going to hold your hand throughout this whole process for title.
The closer does a handoff to the TC.
Yep, a live transfer.
And does the closer ever get involved with that deal again?
Nope. They're handoff. They're done with it. They update the system, the CRM system. Yep.
Okay.
All the notes are in there. All the things in there. They're done. As soon as they're off the call, we have timers in our office. They set their timer for 5 minutes. They only have 5 minutes in between calls to get back on the phone with somebody else.
Let's go. I used to do them hourglasses, when you can set it up and the sand goes. We used to have those.
So, yeah, they have a 5-minute timer. They get off the phone. They're back on with somebody else in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So they're done. They're on to the next deal. They're making money.
I love it.
Right? TC is getting their info. Okay, she sets up photos. She sets up access. Once we get the photos and access, that's when our date starts for our due diligence period.
Yep.
And then that's when Dispo starts working on it, right? They're going to start pushing it out on investor lift. We use flat fee.
Love it.
We have our own buyers list that we're building right now. Then once Dispo finds a new buyer on there and assigns it back to the TC, now they're going to act as a transaction, like the closing coordinator. And now they're going to open title with the title company, and we're going to get it closed. So
Got
that's
it.
kind of our workflow right now.
And you guys do, I know I'm jumping all over the place right now. you guys do a virtual model.
Yeah, 100%.
100%. You guys don't go out to the houses.
No, we do market here local, but if I can help it, I'm not going out there.
That's how I feel. Cool.
You're just spending so much time like out of your day. It's like, okay, we'll have to go drive an hour probably. I have to figure out it's the middle of my day. I'm going to go meet them, spend an hour with them, drive. Okay, that's 3 hours out of my day when I could just spend 1 hour on the phone with them, get it locked up. Okay, I could have closed 2 more deals in that time frame.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it.
What will you guys do? Just to kind of recap what he said. The acquisition / closer, I use the word closer. The industry calls them acquisition managers. But once they their entire day is solely to produce contracts. Call leads, have quality conversations, make offers, get a contract, on to the next. Manage your pipeline, get a contract, on to the next. Make sure all the leads that Christian is spending his money on marketing get all the attention that they need, right? That's the acquisitions manager / closer. Once they get a contract, he hands that off to the TC. They take it from there. The closer goes back to the job that they were brought in to do, and that's produce contracts. I think where a lot of companies mess up is they don't have roles and responsibilities. Everybody's doing everything. Nobody's held accountable. Nobody can become a master at one thing. Their head's all over the place. And I think that's why a lot of companies and leaders in this industry, they're just so damn inefficient. And before you know it, you're burning marketing dollars. Your contracts aren't going to the closing table. And you as the owner, and a lot of you can relate to this, you're like, where do I go from here? You start firing people, and before you know it, you went from being a solopreneur to having all these people in your office, and then you're backed by yourself. Because it was literally a shit show. So pay attention to the way I run our company the same exact way as Christian just explained it. Everybody, when they come in, they have a responsibility. Not everybody's doing everything. You come in, TC does the best they do at TC. Acquisitions is the best at acquisitions, Dispo the best at Dispo, and he becomes the best at managing and coaching all of those people on his team. And a lot of people start building a team before they're ready to manage a team. Yep. So explain that going in and now being responsible for 5 people, dude. That's a lot of people. For sure. When you've never had a company and in 3 months, boom, you got 5 people in your office. Yep. Explain how that is.
I mean, definitely puts the pressure on you a little bit, but I love it. I thrive off that pressure.
I love it too.
I like to make myself a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Probably a lot uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But I just thrive in it. Like now it's like, okay, I have a purpose. And even I'm seeing now, like my day to day, I'm looking at, it feels way more rewarding to have my ad guy or my dispo guy make 10 to 20 grand a month than me make the same amount, right?
I
could care less. It's like, dude, it just sees, okay, it's like my at guy, right? It's like before this job, he's never made more than 40 grand a year. He made like 70 grand last month.
I love it.
Right?
Bro.
And it's like, dude, in 2 months, he's going to have his whole salary. Now,
in 2
it
months.
just blows his mind because he sets limiting beliefs on himself.
Of course.
He hasn't seen the proof of concept. But now that he's seeing it, he's like, now he's setting this goal. He's like, I want to hit this amount.
Sky's the limit, man.
Yep.
His paradigm's open.
Yep.
It's a direct reflection of you betting on yourself, you taking the leap of faith, and allowing somebody after 4 months of doing it yourself, having months of data, you know what they're going through.
Yep.
You know the daily grind, the emotional roller coaster, the shortcut, you know all of it, right? So and I think a good coach understands what their team is going through.
For sure. You have to have the answer too, right? You have to do it all yourself first.
Yeah.
And figure it out and be good at every position, I think, well enough. So then when you start hiring people, you can train them and answer their questions, right? Mm-hmm. And help them deal with those challenges. Like, right, we had a deal that fell out the other day that was like 44 grand.
Fell through just
because the seller wasn't the real seller.
We had that
at the closing table the very last day. And so everybody on the team's like, oh man, it's like, hey, no, don't count on it until it's in your bank account.
Yeah. Dude, we had a deal like that in Charlotte. probably the same size deal.
Ours was in Charlotte too.
It was a dude the brother was acting as him.
Gotcha. We had a random guy, but
Yeah, we've had that. And that's going to happen.
yeah.
Was that the first time? I mean,
No.
it's situational, but
Yeah.
deals go bad.
Yeah.
Deals go bad. It's going to happen in this industry. It's a part of the industry. And this is one thing I'll say about Christian when it comes to leadership, because all problems, it's your fault. Period. End of story. Yep. When we are the leader of the company, all problems are our fault. Yep. Lack of training, lack of discipline, lack of leadership, lack of all this stuff, right? And I see the way you lead your team. You guys are doing company workouts. Yep. You guys do stuff outside of the work, right? Outside of work. Church. Yep. You get close with your team. Yep. He doesn't treat them like employees, like they work with you, not for you. There's a big difference, man. And I learned all this from Andy Elliott. I used every company I had, I called everyone employees. I've never not used that word. Now I'm like, dude, this is my team. Yep. Like they work with me, not for me. They work with me. And I see that in you. And that's why I know, one, I can see the way his team respects him. Dude, a lot of you don't even know this, but your team is days away from leaving the company, and they don't even know it. The last thing they want to see, I think a lot of owners, they like to call themselves CEOs. I think the problem is they have a little bit of success, and then they step out of the company way too soon. Yep. And the team is not ready to be on their own, like not even close.
They need that. I think as part of the team and running the team, leading the team, it's like, okay, I show up every day as my best self, right? It's
yep.
Like, I text them in the morning. We have a group chat. I'm like, hey, who's going to go running with me at 6 a.m. today?
I love it.
Right? If they come, cool. If they don't, cool.
Yeah, but you're throwing it out there.
Example all the way through. It's like, hey, you guys, this is our normal hours. You guys can leave at this time. I'm going to be here working still. I'm going to be here till 9 p.m. What happens? They all stay till 7, 8, 8:30.
Yep.
Right? Just because they see how hard I'm working. I've had multiple people say, hey, I want to be a part of your team. I love what you're doing. I see what your guys are doing. How can I be a part of your team? Right? We had a guy move from all the way from North Carolina.
From North Carolina. Dude, when you can create such a culture where you don't have to recruit, they come to you, that's amazing, bro. Yeah. That's amazing. So where are you at today? Like what are you projected to do this month?
Right around 200.
200.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be bigger, but
I've had those months.
44. I was like, oh man.
Yeah,
yeah.
like,
oh, if I could get 3, right?
Oh yeah.
But
dude.
no, we'll be close to right around 2 this month. This would be my 7th full month doing
2 closers.
2 closers and 1 dispo and 1 Acre brand. I mean, they're 3 weeks in. So that was basically off 1 closer, 1 dispo, myself, and a TC. And I have a bunch of new people now. So I have a dispo that's been with me for 3 weeks, an AC that's been with me for 3 weeks, and a TC that's been with me for this our 2nd day.
Yeah, I hope everyone just heard what he said. Super green team. Big numbers. That's what I said. He built a multi-7-figure a year wholesaling company in a matter of months. In a matter of months. From 0 to 130,000 month 4 just by himself. And when I say 130,000, and there was some change in there, but it was 130,000 closed and funded in that month. You had a couple deals before that?
Yeah, I think I was at like 187 funded and closed by the end of month 4.
By the end of month 4.
Yeah, 187,000.
Then he started hiring. Why did he feel comfortable hiring? He had proof of concept with months of data. Yep. Months of data. When he brings somebody in, he can say, hey, if you hit these numbers and you follow this process that I've been following for 4 months, you're going to get this result. Yep. It's a proven concept. There's no guessing in it at all. Make this many dials, have this much talk time, make this many offers, get this many leads. Boom, here's the result.
Yep, it's that and then just the daily training. Right?
Daily training.
Back to that, it's So the 5 people I have on my team now,
Yeah.
they each get their own individual day, their morning.
Yep.
Right? So for an hour, we have a one-on-one. Every single person has a different day. So, hey, I'm doing a full one-on-one. We're doing call recordings, and then I'm giving them coaching on it. And then at 8:30 to 9 every day, once everybody else comes in, now we have a sales training on top of that. So everybody has their own individual day, and then every single day, 5 days a week, we have sales training.
Training every single day. For you on the live out there as well. Training every single day. This is what happens. Dude, it's such a common theme, and it's just sticking to the basics. Yep. When people get away from the basics, they get away from the result they were ultimately trying to get. He trains every single day. He listens to recordings every single day. He does a calibration check. This is what happens. People come into the industry. They have a little bit of success. They get away from all the training, the non-negotiables. The scripts now are in the drawer. No one's following scripts. 6 months, 7 months go by. People are talking shit about the leads. The leads suck. This is the problem. That's the problem. But if you just do a constant training every single day, it's not negotiable. And then you do calibration checks on the calls, making sure the closers or acquisitions are saying what they're supposed to be saying. Dude, even the pros, people that have been doing this for years, I still follow scripts. The framework of my process, I follow it. Like I can go listen to some of my recordings of talking to homeowners. I know where I went off script, and I know where I freaking hit it right on the head. So if you just stick to the basics and you never get away from them, you're always going to get the results you're looking for. Yep. Right?
I have my original script. So when I was taught, by somebody else a year ago, they were using your systems, your script, your process. So that's what I learned on. I have my original script with me on my desk every day. I don't have to go through it, but I have it there always just in case.
It's there.
And I'm just kind of like, oh, yep, I hit that. And it's like, I still use it all the time. I'm still on the phones. Like, right, I just closed one yesterday. It's like, no, I'm always just going to use a script.
Yeah.
Go off script. But it's like, hey, this is how the foundation should be set up. This is how the call should go.
Yeah. And a lot of you just need to put your ego aside for a moment. And it's okay. Be open-minded. Like, even if you look at my script and you don't take something from it. I mean, the damn thing's 13 pages. You're going to get a nugget from it. It's like a short book. As long as you can read, you're going to get results. So where do you see, what's the vision for 2025 for you?
So total, my goal is to hit 5.5 million. And that's with wholesaling, fixing and flipping, and then some other businesses that I'm starting.
Got it. So you're a true real estate investor.
Yep. So
you're not just a wholesaler.
Nope. I hold rentals right now. I'm cherry picking the best deals every month to keep.
From your wholesale company.
From my own company.
Okay.
Self-sourcing.
Okay.
And then same thing, I'm self-sourcing all my own flips. So we have 4 flips going on right now.
Love that, dude.
Time, right.
Yeah.
And I have a partner on the back end that if we're going to flip it, we still give our wholesale company an assignment fee for it. So I can pay my guys, whoever got it on acquisitions.
Yep.
And then I'm splitting it 50-50 on the back end with a contractor. I'm just feeding him free work all day. And he's like, of course, I'm getting free work. Yeah, I'll split it with you.
Yeah.
And then I don't have to think about it. I just get a check, 5-6 months down the road. I'm like, oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's great, dude. So he sources his own deals. This is what Christian did that a lot of people don't do, is he started off wholesaling, right? Is that where you started?
Yep.
He started off wholesaling, which is the fast cash. Very transactional. And he turned it into a multi-million-dollar a year company. What a lot of people unfortunately do is they stop the wholesaling and then they start flipping.
Or buying rentals.
Or buy rentals. I did that.
Yeah.
I did that. I was still wholesaling, but I started buying a shit ton of rentals, and I got some money. Mm-hmm. But when you have over $1 million, I had, I think, $1.2 million out there, a couple flips, a rental, and I was like, wait a minute, this is not sustainable. Mm-hmm. Using my own money, flipping, I got nervous having over $1 million out on the streets. Mm-hmm. So always keep the fast money going, which is the wholesale, which when you source your own deals, you make your money on the buy.
Always.
You make your money on the buy. You don't make your money when you sell the house. You make it on the buy. So he owns the key to the castle. He wholesales what he doesn't want. He keeps what he wants for flips or rentals.
Yep.
How many rental properties do you have right now?
I have 16 now. We just closed on one on Friday.
Dang, dog.
Yeah.
When did you buy your first one?
Working for somebody else, like maybe 4 months in, like when I go all in on something,
Yeah.
like, hey, I got this proven model, how to like from the company I worked for a year.
Cool.
I learned how to raise private capital. I learned how to do rentals, lease options, a bunch of stuff, and not use any of my own money. I'm like, okay, cool. I like this thing. How can I get an infinite return?
Yeah.
Because okay, I'm cash flowing $500 a property. I didn't spend any of my own cash.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, you can make a lot of money that way. But I kind of realize, especially now, it's like the only reason I'm really buying rentals now is to offset my taxes.
Taxes.
'Cause the
Being a
rental-
landlord's not sexy.
No, it's awful. It's always a headache. I get texts all the time, right?
Yeah.
Oh, the furnace went out. This happened, and it's always a headache. And it's
Yeah.
like, okay, I just need to hire. I'm gonna hire an assistant to handle that part for me.
Yeah.
It's just
You
not
did
working
or you
for me.
are?
I'm going to. I'm
Got
in
it.
the process right now. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, I've got to 15.
Yep.
I think
It's a lot.
now it's time to hand it off and have somebody find my tenants for me, manage everything, and just have my own in-house property manager.
That's so awesome, man.
So
What is, if you were to, there's a lot of newbies that watch this that haven't even got their first deal. Or maybe they got a deal and it's been months. They can't get another one. What would be, talk to them for a moment. We'll wrap this up, but I want them to hear not from just me.
right.
Somebody that's 7 months into the game, building their own company, dude. You have gotten results that, again, it's abnormal for the industry, but break it down to the bare basics. Talk to the new person that's out there, maybe feels like this ain't for them, it's too hard, whatever. Talk to them.
Yeah, I mean, I would say the first step that I did, I think why I'm successful in anything is taking action.
Yeah.
Like what we talked about. Not a week later, not like, oh, well, I'll get to it 2 months from now, 2 weeks from now. Start today. Like if you guys watch this video right now, you're on YouTube or listening to it, dude, pick up the phone, start dialing.
Make the
Source
dial.
yourself a list or go on, for sale by owner on Zillow.
Yep.
Just start. Figure out the rest later. Keep watching videos, keep training yourself, but just start
Start.
is the biggest thing I can tell anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, go to events too, right? I mean, that's where I saw everything was possible, right? I came to your event and I was like, well, like I hear people are doing these crazy numbers, and that's when I was doing 0, right?
Yeah.
And when I bought VIP, I was the least. I was like the smallest man on the totem pole.
Not
right?
this year.
Not this year. But last year, or I guess 7 months ago.
7 months ago.
Everyone in that room was doing $250,000 a month. I'm
A
like,
lot.
or more.
Yeah.
And there's 20 of them. I'm like, so I'm connecting with these guys and like, hey man, here's my number. Yeah, if you have any questions about hiring about this, and it's like getting all these resources for free,
Yeah.
right? It's like, hey, I paid to get in the room,
Yeah.
but now I'm getting all these resources that it's like, how do you fail?
Yeah.
At that point.
It's hard to. You just don't do the work. That's how you fail.
Yeah.
You don't start.
Yep.
You don't finish it all the way through. That's how you fail.
Yep.
Like that's the only reason people fail is they just quit. They quit. They don't put in the work. They think we all got lucky getting here. We didn't get here by luck. This ain't dumb luck that we're sitting here doing this interview. We put the work in. And we still today show up and put the work in.
Oh.
The work is not done. When you're done with the podcast, Christian, are you going to go hit the golf course for the rest of the day?
Back to the office.
Back to the office, back to the grind.
Yep.
Tomorrow, same thing.
I'm working harder today than I was the first day I picked up the phone. I made 80 dials.
Yep.
I'm working probably 3 times as hard.
Yeah.
now. It's just a different part of the company that I'm
You got
trying
people
to
counting on you.
Yeah.
You got people counting on you. His team has family. Dude, it's not just the team. He's got people that said, you know what? I believe in this dude. I believe in the vision. I like that culture. I haven't found this anywhere else. I'm going to bet on this dude. Right? I'm going to come join the team, and that team member might have a wife. The team member might have kids. That's a lot of responsibilities. I don't think people put all that into consideration.
Yep.
You know, that's a lot of responsibilities. Yep. So, dude, you've been an absolute pleasure to get to know. We're still getting super close right now. Yep. We're going to do some massive stuff in this industry that I do know. But I just want to thank you to come on here, show everybody what is possible in a very, very short period of time. There's no magic pill that he took. There's no shortcut that this dude took. It was hard work, grit, burning the boats. He made the decision. He started. He hasn't given up. He doesn't look back, learns from his mistakes, and just keeps plowing forward. That's the reason this dude is sitting where he's at today.
Implement everything. If somebody
Implement.
tells you, hey, I would say everybody out there too, have a mentor, right? I can't stress that enough. Like, I had a good first mentor that taught me the basics and how to do certain things. Okay, after that, I was like, okay, you always talk about go to the mountaintops. Who's doing it? Who's where I want to be? Yeah. Right? Okay, I'm going to reach out to them and let's figure out something.
It's a cheat code.
It is. And it's like, okay, now it's like, hey, I have you as my one-on-one coach. It's like, okay, now where am I going to be in 3-5 months from now? Right?
Yeah. It's a cheat code. It's a cheat code.
Yeah.
It's not, the only way you blow the money is if you just don't do, like I hear a lot of people out there, they didn't do anything for me. No. Put it on yourself. Yep. Go look at yourself in the mirror and ask everything they said, did I go and implement it?
Yep. Immediately. Too.
Immediately.
It's our very first call before we even said, yes, I'll take you on as a client. It was, hey, what's the size of your office? How many people can you fit down there?
Yeah.
Right? And I was like, I don't know, like 4 or 5 maybe. You're like, how do you feel about cubicles? I'm like, we'll see. And then I came in your office 2 days later. I was like, hey, Eric, I already bought all my cubicles set up. Right? It's like you have to do that on every step. But
just got to take action.
Yep.
Well, dude, it's been a pleasure having you on here, brother. Hopefully, y'all got some massive value from that. I know I did. I love sitting chopping it up with like-minded individuals. I'm no better than or less than any of these cats. Neither are you. We all deserve to have everything we've ever wanted in life. I know somewhere along the line, we quit dreaming, but this is what I hope that you get out of this right here. If this guy can do it, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. But the one thing we can't do for you is hit the start button. You got to hit that button yourself. Nobody's told you today that they believe in you. I believe in you. No one's told you that they love you. I love you. And I'll see you at the top, y'all. Hey, what's going on? I want to congratulate you for making it to the end. What does that mean? You're in the 1% club. No one else stuck around. You did. What I want you to do is subscribe. More importantly, comment below. That way I know exactly who you are and we can get to know one another. Every single week, by you turning your notifications on, you're not gonna miss the sales training that's gonna keep you in this 1% club. Comment below, subscribe. I'm gonna see you in the next video. Let's continue to refuse to lose.